Okay, so it is Thursday. It is the 4th of September, and I'm doing a little feature that may or may not be recurring that I'm going to call a tune teardown. And a tune teardown is when I play various components of a song, various arrangements of a song, various licks from a song that I can't really play through confidently yet. And this is sort of a means of me documenting what my toolbox is for a given tune, and it's also kind of a means of sort of demonstrating my process and my practice for a given tune. So this week, thanks to both Tony Policastro at Tony's Acoustic Challenge and Kyle Orla at Kyle Orla Stringworks, who both ended up working on the same tune the same week, I've been working on Spike Driver Blues as played by Mississippi John Hurt. It's a variant of the folktale, folk song, folk legend of John Henry. Comes out of that same tradition. It's sort of a fingerstyle blues in G. And it's pretty much a vamp on the G chord. There's G7s in there. There's some suggestions of an E minor chord in there too. A little bit of an A minor 7 thing going on, depending on the version, depending on the arrangement. So I'm gonna play a few different bits and pieces of that song. Now Tony on Monday put out a Tony's Acoustic Challenge called Mississippi Timing, and there's some hammer-on work in this, but the main thing that I've gotten out of it, and the main thing I'm doing well with it so far, is the timing of the song. When you count out this song, it's in 4/4, but there's a way in which the rhythm swings a little bit. Like the first bar, at least as Tony lays it out in this exercise, would go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So as you can see, it's not you can count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and the notes won't always fall in the same place. So let's just play that for a few bars. Oops, start again. And he also put in some hammer-on exercises in here that he builds on later. So kind of hammering on to the B string here and trying to time that with your thumb hitting the D string. So those go together. But it's a little harder to do in the context of the song. So you'd be 1 and 2, 3 and 4. I kind of cheated there and pinched it. Let's try that a few more times. 1 and 2, 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 1 and 2. The other half of that bar is going to be a hammer on to the high E string, pinched with the second fret of the A string. So 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. That's tricky. try that again. It's a little difficult to get right. Anyway, that was Monday's breakdown of this tune in Tony's Acoustic Challenge. On Tuesday, we got more of a specific lick. I'm gonna see if I can get through this as best I can here. Try that again. Help if I was hammering on the right string. So let's just isolate that hammer on. So 3 and 4. So that's the hammer on. And that pinch around the hammer-on is supposed to be exactly timed with it, so it's about as close as I can get right now. The next measure, there's a similar motif. We are pinching here, individual note there, individual note here, note here, and then and that goes with that. So don't seem to be getting that right now. Some pretty good luck with it this morning. I will try to capture a successful performance of that as I continue working on this tune. And the Thursday chord progression challenge that goes with this. Again, we are using hammer-ons to drive the lick. So the G portion of the lick is very tricky. So what is supposed to happen here? 1, 2, 3, and 4, both the hammer-on and that D string hit at the same moment, like that, and then you hit that I'm sorry, that's the open G string after that. So hammer on the B string, open D string. So. And then there's this variant where your finger, your index finger is on the 2nd fret of the D. And here the hammer-on is on the high E string. And it goes with a so. That's better than it's been. Try that a couple more times here. Tricky thing is because this song in its full version uses the G7 shape, you have to use your index finger to get that 1st fret of the high E string. So you're kind of shuffled down one finger. So a G chord, instead of being index finger on the A, middle finger on the high E, and ring finger hammering onto the, middle finger on the low E, ring finger hammering onto that high E, which is a lot easier. You're shuffled down one finger because you need that free index finger to get that fret. So a little harder to hammer on with authority and timing and accuracy with my pinky at this stage of the game. So. It's about as close as that's going to get. And then Tony has us using a sort of E minor shape here. So open G string, 2nd fret of the D, open E string, so this, strangely, is the easiest one for me to get to. But I'm going to try, to the best of my ability, to sort of play through 4 bars of each of those shapes right here, just for posterity's sake, so I have a benchmark to come back to. That actually smoothed out a little bit. Let's move on to that other shape where we're on the D string with the middle finger and we're hammering on the high E. So what was happening there is I was kind of muting that high E string with sort of a ball of my hand. So that's something to watch out for. And lastly, we'll do 3-4 bars of the that E shape. Getting better. I think 7 or 8 more hours of exhaustive practicing that, I'll have it down. So there was also a scale exercise on Wednesday that kind of made use of this kind of shape where you're pinching the high E and the B string. So the first and it's going to be the same note in every case. So, I'm sorry, the high E and the G string. So these are both G's. Then you sort of move up to 2 on the G, 5 on the high E. Then you move up to 4 and 7. Then you move up to 5 and 8. 7 and 10. 9 and 12. 11 and 14. 12 and 15, and then you sort of work back down, and then he has you sort of soloing over a chord progression using some of those shapes. That was a pretty cool exercise, but not going to reproduce that here. Now, I've also been working on a simplified arrangement of the tune by Kyle Orla that includes that G7 shape. So I had this going pretty fast earlier today, but again, it's probably going to be slower now that the camera's on. So. And that is the repeating figure of Spike Driver Blues. Let's play through that one more time. I think I can get that a little smoother. So that's not terrible. I feel like I have that somewhat under my fingers. I feel like if I keep cycling through that, I'm going to speed up my performance of the song, be able to work in some of those hammer-ons and pull-offs, etc., etc. I did find one more arrangement in my collection of fingerstyle blues music here. So this, I'm going to play really slow because I pretty much just found it. This is a Russ Shipton. Oh, no. This is not Russ Shipton. This is Stefan Grossman. His arrangement of this tune, which is also a simplified arrangement, no hammer-ons or pull-offs. So. almost identical to Kyle Orla's. There's a couple more little extra melody eighth notes. Found it a little tricky to get to the sevens in this particular one because he has you fretting both of those. Maybe I don't need to fret both. We'll try it this way. We'll go. So I think that's just about as easy as Kyle Orla's. The only difference is he makes use of, rather than strictly going between this kind of alternating bass, G, D, G, D, G, D, and this kind of alternating bass, where we're G, as Kyle does, he has this sort of thing going in places where it's G, D, B, D, G, D, B, B. So almost more of a Travis pick style, which does add something to the song, I think, makes it a little more challenging. So I'm going to continue working on these arrangements, and I think I'll try to check in next Friday or next Thursday, and you can see how I'm doing with this. So thank you very much. That was the tune Teardown for Spike Driver Blues.